Mrs. Nielsen here. I'm going to show you how to create your own Works Cited page. The first thing you want to do is open up your document app. I'm using Microsoft Word. If you're on your iPad, you could be using Pages. Whatever that app may be, you want to get to a new document. In my new document, I'm going to go into the header and type in Works Cited. Now that is the title of my Works Cited page. And I'm going to leave that and go back out to my web browser. I'm using Google Chrome. And when you get to your web browser, you want to make sure that you have a tab open for EasyBib.com. So it's www.easybib.com. When you get there, it's going to be easy, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. You want to make sure that you have MLA highlighted in orange. That's the format we use here at school. Then you want to make sure you have website in light blue. Right here where it says cite source, it says cite the website by entering the URL. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up. Now I have several windows open. These are the web pages I was using to research my project. So I'm going to go to the beginning of the page. I was looking up key facts about the seasonal flu vaccine. So I'm going to go up here into the address bar. I'm going to select, highlight that, and I'm going to copy that entire address. This is the URL. That's the actual web address. Now I'm going to take that copy, go back over here to my EasyBib tab, right here where it says Site Source, and I'm going to paste in the web page, the address. Now make sure that you have the right one, cdc.gov, and you say Cite It. Now waiting a couple seconds. Be patient if you're on your iPad. It takes a little bit longer. It's going to tell us that the source gave us, the internet found, the web title, the article title, the publisher, the date published, and the date accessed. But what it didn't give us are the authors. So we have to go and look for that ourselves. So I'm going to say continue. Now this is the behind the scenes, what they do to find out the information for the work citation. It gave us the content published on a website. That's correct. Key facts about the seasonal flu. That's the title. Don't have an author yet. Gave us the website title, CDC, and the publisher is the same. URL. Now this is the address, the web address, the URL. What I'm going to tell you now is very important. Right here where it says display URL, you have to have the button indicated for yes. If that doesn't say yes, the website will not show and it will not be a valid citation. Now down here, it has the date published and the date accessed. We are using today as the date accessed. So we can't say create citation because we still have to go back and look up the author. So I'm going to leave that open for now, go back to my website. Now if we're on a medical website like the CDC, the author is most likely going to be located right after the title. Since it's not there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the very bottom of the web page and then we'll see the author. Chances are it's not going to say author. It might say content or source or contributor. Now it does tell us the date. It doesn't always say date published. It might say reviewed or edited, but the most recent date is the one you want to use. Now this content does not give us an author name. It just gives us the CDC. We do not need to write that down. That's already been credited, so we're going to just leave it blank for the author. Don't type in unknown or no author or NA. What you're going to do is go to where it says author and you're going to say remove. Now, everything else is accurate. Now we get to say create citation. We're going to wait a couple seconds and hooray, here's your new citation. Now if you're on your iPad, what you want to do is select, highlight, and copy this citation right here. If you're on a MacBook like myself, you can click on copy and paste citation, or if you're on a desktop at home, that will work as well. But on the iPad, you are going to have to actually select, highlight, and copy that right there. And now what you want to do is go back to your Word document that you started, and you're going to paste in the citation. Now you may notice that you've lost some format. This is very typical, especially with the iPad. Now Works Citation, I'm going to go back to our MLA site. Notice that the first line is at the margin and the second and any following lines are indented 5 spaces. That is the proper format for Works Citation. So I'm going to have to fix that on my document. So I'm going to go to the end of the first line and hit enter and then tab. Go to the end of the second line, hit enter and tab. Now on the iPad, after you hit enter, it may not let you do tab, and if that case, you just manually spacebar in 5 spaces. Go to the last line, hit enter, and now it knows what to do. So I'm going to go to the very last line and hit enter again, and I'm ready for my next citation. So I want to make sure that I'm out at the margin again, ready to go for my next citation. Notice that within this single citation, it is single spaced. When you go to the next citation, you must leave a space in between and then you start your next citation. All right, so let's go back up to our web browser. And what I have is another web page that I have kept open where I found some flu facts. Now, this website the title is Flu Facts. That's the web page article title. And it looks like the sponsor is Teens Health. Now you're going to look through the author. Since it's not here right at the top, I'm going to go to the very last page. Now this is a 3-page article, so I'm going to go to page 3. I'm going to go to the very bottom, and I see here that it says reviewed by Alana Pearl Ben Joseph, MD. Date reviewed, September 2015. Now notice, it doesn't always give you a day. This one just has the month and the year. Sometimes it only gives you a year. Just use what you have. Also, there may be the situation where it doesn't give you a single date at all. It gives you a range, like 1999 to 2015. Just use the most recent date that it has there. So, I'm going to go to the top, highlight, copy that web address, the URL, go out to EasyBib, make sure MLA is in orange, make sure website's in light blue, go here to where it says cite a website, paste it in, there it is, Kids Health, and I'm going to say cite it. Waiting a couple of seconds, here it comes. Now, it looks like it got everything. However, this is incorrect. I know that it was not Joseph as the author. There's something missing there. So I'm going to say continue. I'm going to check behind the scenes here. Editor, it says Joseph. I'm going to change that to author, and I'm going to erase Joseph because I know that's wrong. Go back up to my flu facts. Go down to the bottom of the web page. I notice that this is a Dr. Alana Pearl Ben Joseph, MD. So her first name is Alana. I want to give her the credit. So I'm going to type in Alana, and then her middle name was Pearl. Type it in manually. Her last name was Ben Joseph. And we have to let everybody know she's an MD. She paid a lot of money for those initials. We're going to put them at the end of her name. Kids Health, the foundation, Kids Health, and September 1. Well, I noticed that it did not have an actual day, so I'm going to take that out. Today's date for when we saw it, and now I'm ready to create citation. Just a couple of seconds, and hooray! Here's my new citation. There's the author. I'm going to select and highlight the whole thing and copy it. Go down to my Word document that I already have open and paste it in. Once again, I lost some formatting. So I'm going to go to the end of the first line, hit enter, and then tab 5 spaces. Go to the end of the second line and hit enter, and go to the end of the third line, hit enter, and now it knows what to do. I'll hit enter again, get ready for the next citation, and I'll come back to that. So I'm going to go back out to my web browser, and the next one was molecular expressions. Now this website here, I didn't use facts from the website, but what I did use is I used this image here. Even when you use an image, you have to give the credit where credit is due. You have to let the world know that you did not draw this image yourself, but that you borrowed it from someone else, and you have to give them the credit. So in that case, what I'm going to do is make sure that I tell everybody where I got it. Now, if by chance you went to Google and you went to search images and you wanted to look up the influenza virus structure, and you say, well, I'm going to click on images. Here's a whole bunch of images for me. Hey, there's the one that I used. I cannot go up here and copy that because this is not the web address. This is not the web page where that image came from. All this is going to tell me that I went to Google and searched images. So that's not going to give credit where credit is due. You have to visit the page. So when you see your image, go over here to visit page. When I get to the web page, now I find the image, and now I can give the credit where it belongs. So now I've got the proper web address. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to my EasyBib, MLA, website, site, and paste it in. Now I've got the micromagnet. I'm going to say cite it. And it's gathering my information now. Here's what we found. And I need to look for the publisher. I need to look for the date it was published, and I need to look for authors. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say continue. And while it's continuing, I'll go back to my web page. Now, let's see, what did I need again? I needed the author. So let me first look for the author, molecular expressions. I'm going to look down at the bottom and see if it gives me an author. I notice there isn't an author here at the top. So I'm going to go to the bottom and let's see if we see an author. There it is, Michael Davidson. So it says, and the Florida State University. So I'm going to give the author to Michael Davidson because he's got a name. Go back to EasyBib, type in Michael. Now it didn't say MD, so I'm just going to let his name be as it is, Michael Davidson. Now I need to know the publisher. Go back to the website. The publisher is usually found at the top. This one is Molecular Expressions, and it says a trademark when it's a publisher like that. I'm going to type in Molecular Expressions. And the next thing I need to know is the date published. Go back to the website. Go down to the bottom and look for the date. Does it give me a current date? Yes, it does. November 13th, 2015. Go back to EasyBib, and I'm going to type in 13. I'm going to arrow down and select November. Type in 2015. Now I'm set to go, and I'm going to say Create Citation. There it is, Michael Davidson. I'm going to highlight, copy, go to my Word doc. Once again, I have to fix the formatting. Enter, tab, enter, tab. Now it knows what to do. Enter, tab, and enter, tab. There's a little bit of a problem there. A period got left out, so I'm going to fix that and put the period there. And sometimes you'll notice it turns blue and it creates a hyperlink, so you can go right to it. So now I'm ready to go. Well, almost. I have to make sure that all my fonts are consistent, and if you remember, I chose Arial in the beginning, and I chose a 12 font. Let's just make sure that's what I did for my title. Works Cited, Arial, font with a size of 12. Now everything is consistent. I have all the same font, I have all the same size, but now there's one last thing I need to check. Each citation has to be with an alphabetical order of one another, and I have K, B, and D. Now what you do is you use the first letter of whatever appears first. So this is definitely not in alphabetical order. The K needs to go after the D, so I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to paste it down at the bottom, take out the extra space, and so now I have B, D, and K. That's alphabetical order. I have the right format. I have the consistent font and the consistent size. I'm going to save my document, and I'm going to save it as my Works Cited page, and I'm ready to go. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your EasyBib page.